by no means is this my idea or anything else. It's actually stuff I've stolen from listening to other people talking and stuff. So what I did last semester, all my English is based on building a unit of work. So last semester we focused on character and stories, and their end criteria, their end result of their assessment was they had to create a book. So what I did is I gave them the responsibility of creating their marking rubric, their marking criteria. So we used the syllabus documents and the outcomes to guide, and the content indicators to guide and go through and create a giant list. And then I said, right, well, which are the 5 most important things that we need to have? And we drew some out of there, some out of the content, some out of the syllabus, and others out of what a book would have. So a good storybook would have a quality cover. The quality cover would have an author, it would have an illustrator, it'd have back cover, it'd have all these things. So that they were very clear on what the expectations of them were at the end of that. So in everything that I'm trying to do in this classroom, they drive what the end result's going to look like. They then need to get themselves to that point. There is obviously input from me as we go through that process to make sure that I'm happy that there is enough of a criteria or enough of a focus that puts them at an A to an E and other things. So look, it's working okay. Certainly needs some tinkering and some playing around with, but it's a beginning. It's like my wall up there with their goals, for their literacy goals and things like that. It's a beginning. It's something that, they've got to come to me and show me, but they're just not doing it. They're not taking the time to come and show me, so that no one's kicked the goal yet. So I've now got to rethink about how I'm going to make sure that we can get some people kicking goals, rewriting new goals and other things, because they're not taking the ownership and the personal drive to be able to do it. Maths is an interesting concept in this classroom at the moment. I've got Renee and I've got Lauren both helping try and identify whether or not I really do have a problem in relation to some issues that I think I've got with some people in maths, and whether or not, I'm going too far in other things. So it's a giant learning curve.
It's great. It's not. It sounds great. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, a lot of it's in your head too, though.
That's what Lauren said.
Or yeah, I find that when I'm in here for math, it's like, okay, this group is doing this and this child's doing this, and
so you know your students very well. You just need to
well.
find out how to record that information for yourself.
But I think you're using that bump it up all really well too for maths. Yeah. You know the groups, you know what they are, all the expectations of those groups. So
it's just been a skill that I've had, that I can retain knowledge and I can retain it. But one day the computer's going to fail me, so I need to get better at that. I really do. And this, the back of this book is full of notes, and it's full of scores, it's full of assessments. There's notes all the way through this thing.
And I think that's the most important thing. There's no right or wrong way. You don't have to have a folder. You don't have to have a clipboard. It's about the best way that works for you.
Yeah.
And I can tell you now that every teacher in the school could sit in this forum and they will tell you how they do it differently. But as long as you're using that assessment and it's driving your teaching and your learning and you're actually using it, and it's not just something you're doing for the sake of getting an A to E, then you're using it properly. Okay, so it's got to be able to be driving what you're actually doing in the classroom. And like Renee said, you actually have been able to articulate that to her, so it's definitely doing that.
Even after in our maths mag, so you did them, I don't know if you realise, but we did the maths mag activity, and then you did those sums on the board and had to show the working out. That was formative assessment, because what you were trying to do is drive your teaching for the next lesson. So the kids had written down their working out, which you were walking around going, oh, that child doesn't know.
It's like an exit slip.
Exactly.
Just a different form.
Yeah.
Great.
So much work to do.
Okay.